So I've just been thinking about the idea of equality, and I've also been thinking about this whole Gini coefficient stuff related to levels of income inequality within societies, and the connection there with gross national happiness and so on, and things like this. And a lot of people out there are quite, I think, affronted, or they are suspicious of, or dislike the notion of equality in the political, economic, and social senses in which it's meant. And I would, yeah, and people like this, they very much say things like, "Oh well, we were not created all equal, so we should not be given equal treatment in society. We should not all have the same share of resources in society, since some of us do more important work than other people, and things of this nature." Say like, "Oh, why would you want your doctor to be paid as much as your cleaner?" But really, if you unpick the roles there and pick their relative levels of importance, who is more important? Is the doctor really more important than the cleaner? That both cleaning and being a doctor are important things that need to be done. It just so happens that being a doctor suits one person's skill set and being a cleaner suits someone else's skill set. So it's not as though, I don't think they really should have such, maybe like one pay packet should compensate one person more since it requires more training. Being a cleaner might be more like a job you could give to anyone or to a student or something. And someone without training, and perhaps the pay package should reflect this difference in training to some extent. But I don't think there should be all that much inequality really between the pay of the doctor and the cleaner. I think if we look at gross national happiness and the Gini coefficients of countries, and and look at the levels of inequality within countries, we find consistently that the lower the levels of inequality, the higher the levels of gross national happiness are, and the more effectively the countries that are more effective at redistributing wealth are the ones that are more happy, and they also perform better on a range of other social markers also, such as education attainment levels, levels of obesity even, and things like this, and levels of general health problems. They're also predicted by the Gini coefficient, i.e. this measure of income inequality within society. So yeah, a lot of people are like somewhat affronted, I think, by a notion of equality and moving to a more equal society, particularly in economic terms. I think a lot of people out there feel as though their earning potential is threatened, or that their pay packets are threatened somehow by, say, moving towards more progressive social policies, such as having a basic income and things like this. As in, people should not be given money for doing nothing, and so on, and all this reactionary furore that you get sometimes with thinking about ideas such as this. And yeah, but really the truth is borne out in the data. The truth is borne out in the demonstrable effects of moving towards more egalitarian social and economic policy. So yeah, we do see that the range of factors influencing people's lives on a social level, and in an economic sense, becoming improved when the Gini coefficient, i.e. levels of income inequality, are lowered. And when it comes to like doctors, for instance, fine, we place doctors on a pedestal when it comes to income, and they get big salaries. However, in my experience of doctors, do I think that actually a lot of them, and I've experienced actually quite a few doctors in my life, unfortunately, do you think quite a lot of them actually deserve that amount of money? I wouldn't have said they do, actually. And I think they're probably vastly overpaid and paid far too much, really. And probably, I don't see also, why does a doctor deserve more money than a nurse? Really, though, why do they? Does one work harder than the other? I don't think so. Does one require more training than a modern matron, or some other more highly trained nurse? I don't think so, not necessarily. Or very experienced nurses, they have basically the same training as doctors, don't they, in terms of levels of years of experience? But yeah, I don't think we should pay doctors anywhere near as much as we do, really. And that, there might well be a catastrophic waste of money and time. And we might be, constantly in a position where the NHS is trying to rape the UK economy by always demanding more money, and then junior doctors go on strike and all this sort of stuff, and put the whole system at risk by doing that, put people's lives at risk by going on strike irresponsibly, and pitifully demanding more money in times of recession, and in times of, the largest war in Europe since World War II. And now they come out of their fucking rat holes demanding more pay. It's like, fucking hell. Well, like, that's great. That obviously a little extra rant added on the end. Rant added on the end. Demanding more fucking pay in the NHS. Like, you don't deserve any more pay. The NHS is a sham. It's shoddy. It's shitty. You've been unable to fix it with at every stage when you've been given more money to fix it. You just lie in your own pockets with money. If I was Sunak, I'd just tell you to fuck off and do one. If you came to me asking for more money, it's like, yeah, the NHS is asking for more money, I'll tell them to fuck off. Seriously, they don't deserve it. They don't run a good enough healthcare service to deserve it. That's corrupt. It's venal. It just goes straight into the hands of NHS managers' salaries, i.e. doctors, basically, consultants. It just goes straight in their pockets. And those are the people who are like the laziest people in the NHS anyway, do the smallest amount of work, and sit around on their fat asses getting paid unbelievable sums of money for doing very little, or doing things of no real or tangible value often. There's probably lower grade doctors further down the pay scale, who aren't consultants, who are working extraordinarily hard for less money. I grant you that can occur, and that's probably where the most valuable staff members are in terms of doctors. But no, we should not be paying these people any more money. If anything, we should be starving them of money and seeing how well they perform then. But we all know the result of that, of course, that people go on strike and patients won't get treated. So, which is deeply fucking irresponsible and fairly disgusting in my opinion. But there we go. That's just my opinion about the NHS. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye bye. Love you lots.